IIR presents Data's Anatomy. Studying Statistical Significance, Season 2, Episode 3, featuring Dan and Daphne, Data Interns. On this episode, topic, Statistical Significance and Practical Significance. Importance, understanding the difference between statistical significance and practical significance.
Well, look who we ran into.
And who is this cutie?
What, don't you recognize me outside of work?
You know I meant the dog.
Daisy and I just left the pet store with lots of goodies for her. A new toy, organic dog food, and even top-of-the-line water.
Top-of-the-line water?
Yeah, it's called Pure FW. It's been odorized, which dogs prefer, and has health benefits.
It's likely bottled here in Fort Worth. And dogs are probably just as likely to drink tap water.
The next day in IIR.
Hey Daphne, I've decided to conduct a study to prove that dogs prefer high-quality water.
Oh no, please explain.
Well, I'm going to the dog park tonight to get a sample of 10 dogs. I'll place 2 dog bowls, one with Pure FW and another with Fort Worth tap water. I'll record which water is selected by the dog.
The next morning in IIR.
Ugh, I don't have statistical significance. Wait, I'll increase the sample size.
Geez, Dan, haven't seen you in a week.
I'm exhausted. Been at dog parks 12 hours a day collecting more data.
Really? That's how you've been spending your time?
Yep, I feel like I've observed nearly every dog in Fort Worth, and 51% preferred Pure FW. Go ahead, laugh, but I achieved statistical significance.
Wait, Dan. You need to think about how large a difference must be to be meaningful. Consider this. A fair coin lands on heads about 50% of the time, right?
Yep.
Say 1,000 people flipped a coin. 540 people got heads. Well, 54% is not 50%, but does a 4% difference matter to you? If 800 people got heads, you'd have a 30% difference. Now that is a difference that means something important to you. It means you'd be willing to call a coin unfair. In your study, Dan, your result of 51% is mathematically greater than 50, but the difference is not large enough to be a meaningful difference. Statistical significance describes a mathematical difference inferred from your sample. Practical significance describes a meaningful difference inferred from your sample. Similar to our coin example, with only 54% heads, I think you've got statistical significance without practical significance. This result often happens in large samples where tiny differences in populations are easier to detect.
Okay, I've got it. Always consider practical significance when you've got statistical significance.
Dan, I might actually be impressed.
Yep, spending hours at dog parks is hard work.
Nope, spoke too soon.
To be continued. Next time on Data's Anatomy, persevering past probation.
This is Dan,
And Daphne.
signing out. Gotta run. See you next time.
IIR, slamming the data.
For more information, go to our website. Be sure to check out our existing reports and other helpful videos.
Questions? Contact us at IIR.